They talking that shit, that's a double dose. Underlay, vámonos. They lucky I did not pull up with a check it, but they wanna hear it, so here I go. Let me talk my shit, yeah. Let me talk my shit. They talking that shit, that's a double dose. Underlay, vámonos. They lucky I did not pull up with a check it, but they wanna hear it, so here I go. Let me talk my shit, yeah. Let me talk my shit. Things like this, it don't happen often. I get around my partner with shit talking. Spitting and cussing, it happen often. Having deep conversations about what we lost in. Shot after shot, this conversation getting hot. That double dose showed me a lot. Then check it, show me not to move around. It's the law of the land and you know gotta lay it down. We talk about this, we talk about that. You send it through email, we put it on wax. When you enter this room, need to listen closely.
What's up? It's your boy Chucky.
It's your girl Double Dose.
And hello,
we got a special guest.
Yes, BDAP.
Special. They introduced himself. They introduced himself.
Bye. I thought that was like my time to shine. My bad.
Oh no, you don't only saw us here. Sorry. I ain't mean we ain't mean to get that in. Sorry.
Oh my Lord, that was funny. Yes. So my week was actually
the third person to do that.
You said what?
Huh?
What did you say?
You said what?
I said you like the second or third guest that do that. Just start introducing this. So like, oh, we was coming, like we were just, swing low and taking our time.
Yep, and then y'all can go ahead and then
swing low, sweet chariot. So anyway, we have the owner and creator of Slutty Vinyl on with us tonight, BDAP. He actually has this great website that you can use to search for vinyl records that you may be looking for, that may be hard to find, or you may just can't find in your local vinyl stores. But yeah, he also has a blog as well, Slutty Vinyl. But I'll let him go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, folks. So once again, thanks for having me. My name is BDAP, and yes, last month I have started a blog. After 4 years of hardcore due diligence and research, in order to properly kick it off, I finally found the key, and now it's up and running. It's only a month and a half old. I only have like 7 articles, but they range from the history of certain record vinyl companies like Victrola and Crosley to why Frank Ocean's Blonde is such a rare find, to best products to use to clean your vinyl records with, and so forth and so on. So yeah, you can guys check it out, sluttyvinyl.com. Let me know what you think. I'm all for opinions and critiques and all that. So thanks.
Awesome.
Yes.
I don't think I've used a vinyl record in like forever.
Y'all see, I love them. I have all my scratched ones on my wall.
Not scratched ones on the wall.
They only the scratched ones. They don't play right no more. But I don't want to get rid of them.
I feel that.
Yeah, my goal is to
I get it. Oh, I'm sorry.
You fine. We interrupt. We are interrupters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say so real quick backstory as to how I got into it. I was raised by my grandparents back home in Gary, Indiana, and the house that they had in Miller, they was in the house for like damn near 50-something years before they moved to Florida, and Grammy was a stasher. Her birthday is today. Happy birthday, Grammy! I miss you so much. But she was a stasher, so she kept everything. I'm talking about. She had fucking Ebony magazines when the Ebony magazines printed big back in like the 60s and the 70s, just stashed. You know what I'm saying? It was like all kind of shit stashed. And one of the things she had was a lot of vinyl that the family had left behind. My uncle had left some behind. My grandma had left some behind, and she had some. So they didn't want to take it with them. So I took it, and that's how it all started. So I got like 60s Beatles records that my grandma bought back in the day, and Jimi Hendrix and all that stuff. So that's what fueled the fire, and now I'm just like a total audiophile now. The last record I bought was on Record Store Day this year, because in Cali there's a record store down the street from my house, and I bought a 12-inch single Escapade Janet Jackson from the 80s. It was only like $5, but actually it's right here. It's kind of dusty because I haven't played it yet, but yeah, got this for like, it was like $5 or $6 on Record Store Day, and I love Janet, so
I love Janet and that particular song by her.
yeah, Janet is my girl, hometown hero.
Yes.
So that's that.
That is
Okay, cool. Cool. So, what sparks tonight's topic was law of friendship. Was pretty much somebody brought up last week that when me and Double Dose, we said that we will cut the other person off if I'm not cut the other person off. Like, say if we're in the middle of a conversation, whatever, and we got like a little dick appointment, or whatever. Okay, let me go handle this. Let me go handle this dick real quick, and then I'll get back to you. But that's gonna come first.
Mm-hmm. But they were like the idea was that because we would cut each other off, or not really, I hate to say that, but like to say that we would abruptly end our conversation or end the night or what have you to go for some dick, and it was like, oh, y'all must not be as close as we thought. No, baby, no. We
still talk on the phone for 8 hours.
We for real, we inside and around each other, but we also know that we have relationships and things like that we got to maintain outside of our relationship. So, and even if it's just a dick appointment, I still want to maintain my dick appointment.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just saying, you ain't sleeping with your friends. So, I mean,
if you sleeping with your friend, that's a different conversation for a different day. Just saying. We've never been, even though we've been accused of it, we've never been those besties that sleep with each other. That ain't never been our thing.
Not even if we spend that over each other's house, it ain't even happening.
Yeah, we literally slept in the bed together and not a thing happens. Like, just we're not that kind of friendship.
Yeah, I have a best friend who's the same way. I actually have a couple of female best friends who's the same way. Like, they change in front of me and all that shit, and it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, it's like he's like a brother, like,
right.
And half the time I go to Double Dose's house, I have to tell her, put on clothes. I am guest.
And I tell him right away, you're not guest. Like, guest, no, you're not. There's once you've been to my house at least a couple times, maybe 1 or 2 times, you're no longer considered guest. So it's like he hasn't been guest over 20 years. So you gonna see it.
You not to say it like that.
What? You're
people
not
people gonna start adding up ages and be like, how old are y'all? No.
You already got the
I am
kids
20.
You already got the kids thinking we were born in 1875. So
oh yeah, because I told them we were slaves.
Yo.
I told them I worked in the fields and she was on the inside of the house. That's why her arms like that, because she used to cook.
And my baby talk about the olden days. I was like, the olden days? The hell you teaching this child?
I can't with y'all. I just can't.
No, but the funny thing is that they were talking about slaves and stuff in school, and she was like, oh, my papa was a slave. They thought she was talking about her granddaddy. It was me.
About to add class, trying to be funny.
Oh my God. He said my papa was a slave. He said he used to work outside in the fields. Oh Lord. I don't know. My biggest thing is with friendships, I have learned throughout the years, a lot of things can bring friendships to an end, like money and people and other things like that. But the thing is, the biggest thing I think is money can make a friendship completely like fall apart, which I've never understood. Because if it's your friend and it's somebody that you love and you adore and everything else like that, that little aspect should not change anything. It should just you should be able just to move differently when it comes to handling situations with them. Does that make sense to y'all? What I just said?
It makes sense. I understand why people can fall out about money. I don't necessarily agree with it. And then from when it comes to that part, I think it depends on how many times it's been a money issue. Like, you know, is it a situation where, like, you know, I gotta hunt you down, or like you're not communicating, or, you know, what is it, you know, or are you mishandling money? Are you mishandling the money that you borrowed from me? Like, is it like a situation where, you know, I really needed my money, but you said you was in more of a need, but come to find out, yes, wasn't in need, you just wanted some hot Cheetos. Like, what? But I also
don't know when
shouldn't loan out money if you know you can't afford to miss it either. So that's also my philosophy. Like,
my philosophy as well. My biggest thing is for me, I can say the most horrible thing I do is communication. My communication sucks ass. And anybody can tell you that my communication sucks ass, and it's not even with anything like that. And I also a person, when I'm going through something, I get closer to myself. And if it was a friend, I feel as though that you should know me in that aspect. Like, I get to myself.
What you think, B-Dap?
I think when it comes to that, in the particular subject of money, I feel like obviously, like, if you guys are close enough friends to where, like, you know what I'm saying, that whatever the person asks for, they give it back to you. If not at all eventually, you know what I'm saying, then I don't think that's an end all deal, because you never know what people be going through, and you'll really be surprised at what people choose not to talk about, you know,
and what they don't disclose.
Right. I feel like, you know, I personally don't think that should be a make or break in a friendship either, especially in the case of if a person is clearly attempting to pay you back or whatever the case may be, you know.
Yeah. And that's my mindset of that. Somebody made a comment on Facebook and said, when you know my paycheck is coming before I do, that's an issue. Yes, that is a complete issue. You should not be counting my paychecks.
But you know what? God rest her soul. My mama used to do that. My mama knew when I was getting paid. Knew it. Your check coming in, you better. But her thing was, she used to make me save my money. So it wasn't like before anybody, you know, get an opinion. My mama used to, you know, measure and count my paychecks, because she knew her child. She knew her child was spending that money either on food, clothes, or getting her hair done. So it, like, she was forcing me. Mostly food.
It was food.
It was definitely food. Like, baby, if you see my before pictures, before my weight loss surgery, baby, I ain't miss no meal. I ain't miss a meal
at all.
What you used to do? Check it. I won't waste no more. So like, baby, before. So yeah, my mom, I would have spent that money on food. That's why she used to count my pay. I know your check hit this Friday. You better put at least $100 away. Put you some money away.
Your mama was a loan shark. She was the only person I ever knew that would literally, if somebody owed her money, she would meet them with her walker.
Yep.
She would meet them with her walker and sit down on the walker and swing her feet until you get there, and be like, "I know you got paid today. Where my buddy?"
Oh, when I say I miss that woman, baby. Homegirl ain't play. She ain't play by her money.
Games
and then would ask for interest.
And then if you don't give it to her, she takes something.
A pot, a skillet, something. See, I was able to get away with a lot of stuff because I was her baby. So I was able to get away with a lot of stuff. It was like, but mama, I can just bat them eyes and be like, mama, like, yeah, I can get away.
I remember that. You remember that time I was talking to that man, the one that used to pay my car note, and I had pissed him off, and he didn't pay my car note that time, and I had to go to your mama for car payment money because I didn't want to ask my mama. She didn't play no. Every time she saw me, I had a $1 burger from McDonald's. She talking about, oh, that's my burger. I said, no, it's not. It's mine. She talking about, you owe me. It's my burger.
Damn.
Baby, come on, babe. Play. When I say that lady is my heart, I miss her. I miss her every day. Baby, that lady ain't play with nobody. And then if you burn that money bridge with her, she cuts you off for good. She cut you off for good. She wouldn't feed. She would at least.
She wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire.
Sure wouldn't, but she'll speak to you. That's it. But like, that's one thing I never. When they got into their little agreement with money, I said, don't tell your mom. Double Dose ask. No, go talk to her yourself. Because I don't even owe her money. As soon as my money comes, here you go. Let me go ahead and break you off real quick. And then she'll be like, you ain't had to pay me back so fast. Baby.
Yes, that's exactly what she did. Yes, I did have to pay. You had to hurry up and pay you. I came in this house with Arby's and ate none of it. All because, and you ain't even like Arby's. She took the whole burger, opened up the package, and put it in the trash. All because I owed her money.
She liked the fries from Arby's. She used to like the curly fries. She wouldn't eat the meat, eat the sandwiches. That's me too. I never eat a sandwich from Arby's, but I eat their fries.
That lady was a mess.
Arby's in business.
Huh?
So y'all keeping Arby's in business.
At least
yes, I do. They mozzarella sticks, they burgers, everything.
I love that curly Q's. They got the best. Other than Holly's barbecue, they got the best curly Q's in my opinion.
Arby's is literally the only. That's the closest I get to coochie is Arby's. They roast beef, but other than that, I can't do it. I can't do it at all. Oh Lord, no, but no, the thing is that when people, because I feel as though like nowadays, like friendships are a lot different and they're built on different things than what we were taught so far as what friendships were. Like how we taught, like we were taught in young age, everybody not your friend, and everything else like that. No, nowadays everybody immediately for some odd reason, oh, this my friend, this my friend, this my friend. And like, it's your friend up until the smallest thing happened. Yeah, you do something, or a man gets in between it. Or next thing you know, your man and your friend sleeping together. Which that is a lot more common thing than I thought it was.
I never understood that. Like most of the time, like when even with my close cousins and stuff like that, when they men, I don't see their men as attractive.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't see them in that way because I feel like, if you're with them, then if I see you as my brother, like Chucky, I see Chucky as my brother. I see his husband. Granted, we joke around, but I see his husband as my brother-in-law. I don't see him in a manner that I would want to date him. Like what? No, that's weird. Like no, that's literally like a brother to me. That's like another brother.
For me, well, you know, my rule is I never put myself in those situations, and I try my best not to put my friends in those situations where they're alone with my spouse. I don't care how long we've been together. We could have been friends for 40 years, and me and my man could have been together for 20 years. It don't matter. I don't do those kind of situations. Like say my friend come over my house and I'm not home, but my husband home. You better sit in the car.
I got the perfect story, Chuck. I got the perfect story, and be that we're gonna get a story from you next in a second. Okay. I was drinking some cough medicine. Chucky and them stayed down the street from me. I knew Chucky was. I don't know where you was. You wasn't at the house though. I came to the door. I tied the bag on the doorknob and knocked on the door and walked away. His husband, sweetest pie, talking about, oh well, why Double Dose ain't come in? Because I don't play that. Nope, my best friend ain't here. Why I need to come in for? That's okay.
Well, I'm crazy too. I
tied the medicine. I tied the bag. It was what was it? Mucinex. I tied it to the doorknob, and hey, the medicine out here, and went right back to my car. Yeah, I don't play that. I do not. Nope.
I'm also crazy. I am. I know. I start fires. I start fires, and it's what I do. I have no problem going to the gas station, filling up anything I could possibly fill up to start a fire. Don't.
Yeah. I don't pull it up and see people. I'm like, well, I'm gonna wait right here because my cousin ain't here. My cousin ain't here, and I don't know who this is. So I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna be a witness. Let me go ahead and
I had that one friend that came in my house when I was not home and my husband was home, and I drove up and they were there, and I walked in the house and I went off on everybody. Went off on everybody. And my reason for going off on everybody was the fact of the matter, why are you in my house? You said you came to see me. Why are you in my house? You could have waited outside in the car. You didn't call me. You didn't say anything to me that you were going to be here.
So that's different. That's different. Yeah.
Mhm.
But even if they would have called me, I would have said, okay, just wait in the car. I'll be there in just a minute. Like that. But I'm the same way. Like if it comes to like my friends man or whoever they're dating, whoever, I'm the same exact way. I mean, unless it's a woman. I mean, because obviously, if they know me, I don't have no interest in her. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. But what is your rules so far as with the person you're dating and those kind of things? Be that.
To be honest with you, I don't really have like set in stone rules for stuff too much because I'm really like, especially at first, I'm really like, not on edge, but like hesitant to bring him around people anyway, like regardless, especially in the beginning. So like in the beginning, like I won't like really mention him too much or like bring him around too much. But if I see we getting serious as time go on, you know what I'm saying, then I might slowly start introducing him to folks. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a me thing. I don't know.
I get it.
But, yeah, but like when it comes down to like, rules of like being around when I'm not there or whatever, like I'll never say never, but I don't think like no friend of mine that I consider to be would go out the way to, you know what I'm saying, do nothing like that. No way, not to say that it won't ever happen or whatever, but like I wouldn't like do it if I felt like, okay, yeah, he might try some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like, oh shit, say some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that I don't want him to know about or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Are friends allowed to go in your refrigerator without asking? No. And mainly Double Dose is that reason. She has literally ate my entire plate.
And I still going, and listen, first of all, I still go in the refrigerator without asking. I just wash my hands before I go in there. So what the hell he gonna say? Nothing. I'm still going there. As long as I know his rule. I know how Chucky is. As long as my hands is washed and
But that is the other thing too, is that when it comes to friendships and everything else like that, you have to have lines of communication. And for me, my biggest thing is for friends talking to my significant other or somebody behind my back, or having conversations with them when I'm not there, I'm not included. That is my biggest thing, honestly, because I've seen how things can interact and things have started. And no lie, I have been a shady friend before. I have been a horrible friend before. I have slept with somebody's person before. So that's the other reason why I say the things that I say and the reason I am the way I am, because I know how I was. That was back in the day, way back in the day, because I saw both of y'all face.
I want to say that I got a problem with it, but it'll only become a problem for me is if how can I put this? If I feel like my partner prefers talking to you over talking to me, because now it's like, well, what the fuck is your problem? Like, why you don't want to talk to me? Like, never mind that I got issues. Now I want to know what's wrong with you. So, like, I'm a fucking delight. So I don't know why you don't want to talk to me. But I mean, but in all honesty, and joke, I'm kidding, but I really don't have a problem with like them talking and whatnot. It's only because I realize that maybe I'm not the best person for you to talk to. Maybe I don't see what you're saying. Maybe I lack the understanding to see, like what you're trying to say. Maybe I'm misunderstanding you. So maybe Chucky has a better experience, and Chucky, me and you've talked about this, where maybe it's something that you can understand better than I can, because I know it's a lot of things that I might lack, especially when it comes to dating men out here. Some things I just won't understand because I'm not a man. And sometimes some men need another man's perspective. So
That is definitely true. And then a lot of times how to put this? I'm just gonna say it. A lot of times you are the rough nigga in the relationship. You that person that literally will say something and cut them like a knife and literally just be like, okay, deal with it. And then I'd be like, when you had a conversation later, you'd be like, this is what I said. I'm like, you can't say it like that. Like you still like this is still a man. Like you making that man, you making him small.
I don't, and the thing is, I've said it, I don't mean to do it. It's just like, because in my household, it was like, all right, toughen the fuck up. I grew up in a household with like 8 other siblings. So there was no room for, like that there wasn't no room for that. You got brothers over here that I'm the smallest too. You got brothers over here that'll knock your ass around playing rough. And then I got sisters over here where it's like, bitch, you looked at me funny. Like what you said, bam. Like, no, there was no time for like the like the sympathize. I don't know the word, to say it. I used to say overly sensitive, but Chucky informed me like that is not the right terminology to say to somebody, that because that's what I was saying. I was like,
that's gonna set them off. That's gonna set them off. You mess around and call a grown man, oh, why you so overly sensitive? Because you just made this 6 foot tall man feel like he 3 inches. Like, really? But somebody made a comment and they said that how would it work if someone was planning a surprise party for you and they needed to talk to your significant other and discuss what it need to be like? Okay.
So wait. I want to answer this. I do. I really do, because I actually did this. We did this for your birthday a couple years ago. It was hell. It was hell. To be quite blunt, it was hell. But the thing is, you got to know your friend. See, Chucky knows me enough that I'm not. First of all, everything that even if his is well, at the time they weren't married yet. At the time, he knows where it's certain things he can do. Certain things that I'm just gonna do. Like, I'm going to, even if his man was texting me about surprising him for his birthday, which was the case, I screenshot it and cut out certain parts of the conversation. Like, hey, such and such is messaging me. He was asking me a question. You just it's certain things you just gotta work around. Is there certain things you gotta work around? And the thing is,
during normal business hours. Don't be messing around like 10 o'clock at night.
I had no reason to message his husband or his fiance or whatever it is at the time. I had no reason to message him after 9 o'clock. First of all, I'm in my own bed fucking somebody after 9 o'clock, so I ain't got no business talking to his man. But we kept our conversation during the daytime, majority of the time, all the time, really. And it was only about the birthday. And then I could always, what's the word I want to use? I could always, reference the birthday conversation with other people. So I could always reference the birthday conversation with other people, like the person who did his birthday cake. I could include them on the text thread with me and his husband. So that way it was never I'm gonna say Al, the one who did the birthday cake. It was like there was no confusion. Like, Al knew what was going on about why me and what's face was messaging each other. So even if he did decide to screenshot, hey, it's about this birthday cake. It's what it is. But also too, Chucky did let him know, like, hey, you might want, just as a FYI, you can reach out to Double Dose because she'll know what I like as far as like, birthday ideas. So that also helped too. So that might be
we did do that.
You could do that for your future boo or whoever. Like, hey, you might want to reach out to this person and let them know, like, and say, hey, they might be a good source for a birthday idea. And that's the other way how we do it. But normal business hours after 9 o'clock ain't nothing open but legs. And absolutely, because my legs was definitely open after 9 o'clock.
I'm so dead. I'm so dead.
My
Man.
biggest thing is when it comes to friendships and things like that, people don't understand clear unspoken rule boundaries. Like how we had said with the whole money thing or whatever, or like how I said so far as not having that's not like if your friend's not there, you should not be inside the house with your friend's man unless there's cameras in there.
Even if there's cameras in there, I don't want you. Don't you have no business in it because cameras can be manipulated. Video footage can be manipulated. Don't bring your ass in
My
there.
lord. Hey, I'm pretty sure none of these people work for the FBI.
Whatever. You heard what I said.
We're out here working with magicians and shit. But no. Okay, so just to segue this a little bit. So I want to talk about how I don't even know how to bring it up.
Tasha K?
Our current event thing. Yeah, but I was gonna try to bring it up in a better way, but it just kind of flew out of my head right after I took a sip of my drink.
Oh, there you go. I opened up the gateway. We finna talk about Tasha K. loony ass. There you go. Gotcha.
Yeah, Tasha K is like, I don't understand that woman. Like, literally, why don't you just leave this woman alone? She's already sued you. She's already trying to take everything that you have. At the end of the day, I mean, for me, and we do have a podcast. For me, if you just threaten to sue me, okay, I'm done. I'll go ahead and take it down. No problem at all.
You ain't even got to write me a cease and desist letter. You could just send a text message. Hey, can you go ahead and delete that footage before we start pressing charges? Oh, sure, no problem. Not at
like
all.
the person I was making fun of the person I was making fun of in the shit talk group because of their name change. And they spelled it weird. Huh?
What did you do?
Y'all
Pause before we get in. Y'all don't understand the amount of times when Chucky tells me he's done something in a shit talk group, I have to say, what did you do? What have you done? What did you say? Who did you offend? Y'all don't understand how many times I got to say this throughout the day.
Well, I didn't know when I was making fun of them. I didn't know they was in the shit talk group. I just screenshotted their page and then put it on there, and I was like, I was like, you must have been in ESC or something like that in order for you to spell your name like this. But and then they inboxed me talking about, can you please take that down? Yeah, sure, no problem. And then I had to go back and I was like, shit, I didn't even know your ass is in here.
Y'all don't understand.
I do the same thing in the other groups on Facebook too.
He does.
I'll be bugging people.
I
But,
do mine on TikTok. I do my harassments on TikTok.
Yeah. But for me with the Tasha K thing, I think at a certain point and a certain level, it comes to an obsession. And I think it's because the only reason I think is an obsession with Tasha K is because Cardi B is the only reason why her name is out there. The only reason why she is big as she is right now, and the reason she's a part of conversations is because pretty much I need a
Excuse me. I'm going to help you out. It's WHIPPING. That's whipping. What you spelled was wiping. So
that's what I was saying. Like with Clorox wipes, or
I don't know what you're going to wipe him with or what part you're going to wipe. But it caught my eye. So I was like, oh, they finna wipe you, Chucky.
I was like, I need a who?
Yeah,
wiping.
I don't mean to interrupt the question at hand, but can you guys like tell us like how many people are like tuned in at the moment from wherever?
Well, I don't know wherever, but yeah, we have Facebook, we have Twitch, we have YouTube, we have our Facebook page, and we're not on Instagram. For some reason, I did not click Instagram today.
I was just about to ask. I don't see Instagram.
Yeah, I did not. For some reason, I didn't do
it. Are you hiding from somebody?
Who, me? No.
You got warrants?
Can't hold my phone straight. Yeah, I was just wondering like who was all tuned in, like, or how many people were tuned in.
So unfortunately, we can't really see all the platforms and who all tunes in on the live, especially with Twitch and YouTube and Twitter, I think.
Yeah, so, Twitter. Yeah, for some reason, StreamYard doesn't show us how many people are on there, but we'll see so far as when they comment and things like that. And or if I go after with the video, I can go back and look at analytics and I can tell you how many people were there at that time. But yeah.
Okay, cool beaners.
Yeah. All right. Anywho.
Schedule programming.
The biggest thing is that if anybody does not know who this whatever, Cardi B sued Tasha K for slander and things like that because Tasha K said that she had diseases and she said a bunch of other slandering things on her platform about her. Cardi B messaged her and asked her to take it down. She told her no, and when she told her no, she said, "I'll be sending a lawsuit." And Tasha K husband gave her the bright idea, go ahead and post the video back up. You don't take it down, post it back up. And that's what she did. She posted it back up and Cardi B sued her. And Cardi B had millions of dollars to pay her lawyers, and she had good lawyers. Tasha K had not even say high school graduates, college graduates that she paid $5,000 and she lost. When I say lost, I mean the last check she just took from her was $647. That's how bad she lost.
Which is why I don't understand why Tasha K continues to even talk about her. Like I would have stopped after the first email to say, "Hey, stop talking about me," or some bullshit. Like
that's what I would have did too.
I actually saw a clip of her video. I was like, "This is so weird. Like, why are you this obsessed?" Like.
And that's what I'm going to get into. A lot of times I think that people get into that obsession with these celebrities and things like that. And they get into the obsession with the celebrities and everything else like that. With like the Steve Harvey and who his wife, Manjova. What's her name?
First of all, her name is Marjorie. So the thing is, that was of course obviously they came out and spoke out against that lie, that it was a lie that their former social media manager had came out with and all this other stuff. And even if it was true, like we'll never know the whole story about it, because I talked about that on TikTok, but I was literally talking about from his book where he did talk about his past, and I had brought it up about something. I don't even remember the whole fucking video like that, but people went like insane. It was one girl I was telling you about earlier, like she literally like was like, "You're a liar and you can't prove this." But I went to her TikTok page. She has like 7 videos about Marjorie, like all about Marjorie's past. I was like, this is insane. I was like, y'all are crazy. I don't care enough about these people to talk about them like this. And just for the record, in my particular video about Steve, it was just highlighting, the differences and their, like, and how it's kind of on brand for both of them, like, as far as like infidelities and stuff. But it was never like anything slanderous about either one of them. I don't know if y'all hear that, but it was very slanderous. That was somebody's car. It was very slanderous. So it wasn't slander at all. It was just like me pointing out about the books and stuff, and people like really went ham. And one lady, she had those 7 videos about Marjorie, and then another person, they had videos about how Steve is a simp. And I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, I don't care enough about these people. I made one video and the rest was me arguing back and forth with these invisible accounts. But it was just strange, because I'm like, I don't care. There's no celebrity. I had to double check myself. There's no celebrity that I care enough about to sit there and talk about. I take that back. It's Jill Scott. I'm obsessed with Jill Scott.
Jill Scott's cool, Miss Jilly from Philly.
I love Jill Scott, and the fact that I've learned, I'm gonna be quiet because I don't want to get a cease and desist letter, because I will cry.
I'm gonna sit quiet and I want to see how this plays out.
I'm not, but I love Jill Scott and Rihanna.
Well, I love Adele. I have Adele's albums. I have the vinyl records of Adele. I have like I love Adele, like with a passion. Love Adele. Like Adele's my Beyonce. I don't really like Beyonce, but yeah, Adele's my Beyonce.
I just
And that's only because I've been following her since MySpace.
I have been in love with Jill Scott since she came out with her first album. I was like 9 years. I was 10 years old when she came out with her album, and I have been in love with that woman ever since. Like, that's that.
Really?
Yeah.
These
That's
moments of silence is killing me.
I'm sorry.
I know. I find it funny that the moment of silence we just had just like was filled with you pouring whatever that was in the cup. Like you just heard it. You just heard it.
Wine. Probably some Winking Owl.
You know what? We got to stop talking about Winking Owl because they done went up a whole damn $1.
I told you.
Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Aldi, but they done went up a whole damn $1. My wine used to be $2. Now I'm paying $3.59 for my wine at Aldi, and I don't like it.
It's the wine moms on TikTok. I'm telling you, they're the ones who made it go up because they go in there and they'll post about the Winking Owl, they'll post their different recipes, and they flocked over there. So that they went up.
Mm-mm. That thing really angers me every time I freaking think about it.
Wine? No, that's not the sangria one they was talking about on Aldi's a while back. Right?
They have a sangria Winking Owl as well.
Oh, they that the one
Yeah.
that bottle is black or shit?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Question: why hasn't Cardi B or Steve Harvey sued Jaguar Wright? She has said more damaging things than Tasha K, and she has closer ties to the entertainment world than Tasha. I don't know who Jaguar Wright is, but
I can answer that. Jaguar Wright literally has no platform, and because of her mental status, a lot of people do not even pay attention to anything she says.
Who is she?
She was like I don't know if she was a rapper or what she was back in the day. I don't know if she was a rapper or what she was back in the day, but she pretty much she called herself airing out people's the celebrities information and everything else like that. But yeah, she, because of her mental status and everything like that, she should really work on that man that she married that she knew for 5 seconds. But that's it.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I still don't know who she is.
I have to look her up. What's happening, Mr. Sexy?
Hey, Mr. Sexy, how you doing?
What up? What's going on, everybody?
Mr. Sexy, this is, I guess, BDAP. BDAP owns Slutty Vinyl.
BloodyVinyl.com.
For a minute, I thought you were going to say Slutty Vegan. I was like, I mean, they got good food. Their food is good, but like,
when he first sent me the link for Slutty Vinyl, you know I'm always looking for new porn, and I thought it was porn.
Yo,
and I went on it. I went on it, and I was so excited, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, let me go."
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a porn blog too. I was like, "Oh, okay, I get to read some porn," and I was like,
I went and got my brand new bottle. I went and got my brand new bottle of Vaseline, and I was ready. Opened it up, and it said search, and I'm in there searching stuff, and I was like, hold up, this ain't, what the heck is this? And I was like, oh, these are vinyl records, Slutty Vinyl. Now that makes sense, because I was finna go to work with that Vaseline. You don't even understand.
I promise you, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, cool, it's like a porn blog. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, this is about music? Oh, okay. What, is he building this stuff? What is he doing? Yeah, I really thought. I promise you, Chucky and I think alike sometimes, baby. We just knew it was something nasty.
You know, because you know, my daughter, my oldest daughter, I caught her reading Western gay porn, and I didn't know that was a reading thing that you could read, but it is like it's porn that you read, and I was like, I don't know if I should get mad or if I should take it away or if I should just, and I just closed the door and I said, well, I'm glad you're reading. The look on BDAP's face. I don't
know what I would think or say if I caught my child reading like explicit material. How old is this baby?
16.
I used to read Omar Tyree books, Zane books. So for me, it's not really that big of a difference. It's just the genre caught me off guard was the Western, I was like, okay, so it's like Brokeback Mountain, but in paper form. Okay, gotcha.
I didn't even ask.
I couldn't be, there's no way I would have, if it was my child, I would have just been like, oh, okay, well, let me read it when you get done. Like, because again, I read Zane, Omar Tyree, and a few more other, nasty, Black authors. But it was that. So to me, it really wouldn't. And Zane was nasty.
I didn't know reading porn was a thing.
Zane was so nasty. Her mini book series actually became I want to say it was Cinemax, like mini softcore porn shows on Cinemax. Yep.
Ain't she the one that got all them kids? What?
She got one kid.
I'm getting her confused with somebody else.
Yeah, because I think Zane only has had one child, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I haven't picked up a Zane book, Google her name in like
Ages.
15 years. So like,
I have no idea who none of these people are.
She's an erotic author.
I was never into those kind of books. I was always into like nerd stuff, or like I'll sit there and read about the planets.
This was definitely nerdy.
What?
Zane books. It was nerdy, all right.
You so nasty.
Oh yeah, and the BET little mini books. BET used to have like little dime store romance novels, and they was kind of nasty too.
That I never.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like the Jet magazine, like the Jet Beauty of the Week? Because I used to always go look at the Beauty of the Week. I don't know why I used to do that, because I didn't never like them. I just always used to go in there and critique their body. I'd be like, her titties ain't fake, right? Why is she wearing that bathing suit? That bottom's her two piece is too tight. Like that's what I was gay at a very young age. Like I don't know why. I don't know. It was no point of me ever coming out.
I used to look at the Jet Beauties of the Week, but I used to look at them like, okay, if I work out, I'll look like that, but then I would never work out. I would never work out. I would never. Like, ooh, that's a lot of work to look like that. That's okay. I'll just go ahead and eat me some chips.
The Jet magazine, when Usher was on the front page, no lie at all. My mama found that in my room, in my sock drawer. Man, I tell you, I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed.
Now, you done got on here and you done got quiet. What's up? What's up? I ain't heard a peep out of you yet.
Yeah, Mr. Sexy, you wanted to be on.
You here now? What's up?
What's happening?
I'm trying to figure out what topic was, because I saw somebody say something earlier about ain't no businesses open after 9 except for some legs, which I had to, I was gonna get my feel on that, but I'm you just came on and was quiet. That was the problem. I didn't want to come in and assert myself into something when I didn't know what was going on. I looked like a fool.
You don't know how to work in a foursome?
You got to get in where you fit.
The thing is how everybody looks at him. Everybody looks at him like, you don't know what to do?
You got to get in where you fit in.
I actually wanted to touch on that, though, because I actually dealt with a situation like that where somebody got mad at me for confronting them about contacting me at a certain time. And I ended up speaking with my little brother and my sister-in-law about it. And to each his own. I had met a lady, I want to say about 1.5 years ago. I don't speak to her anymore, but I met her at the gas station at Wawa, and I got her number. And she was like, well, how old are you? Like 16? Because I'm 23. I'm like, no, I'm 32. And she's like, oh, I love the confidence, boy. Like, you young looking, like black don't crack. I was like, yeah, it don't. So get her number.
Complimenting you. You don't look 16.
I don't look 32 either.
A lot older. I'm just messing with
you. Fuck well.
Oh Lord,
the look on his face.
My eyelash almost slid off my face. Jesus Lord.
Why you wearing them? Do you know what those are for?
Of course, these are calm umbrellas. I know exactly what it is, but I don't have a problem with it getting in my eye because I catch it with my mouth.
Be that.
Okay, somebody to tell you.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Please interject. They talking about cum umbrellas, and she said that she don't got to worry about getting in her eye. She said she don't got to worry about it getting in her eye. She said she don't got to worry about it getting in her eye because she catch it with her mouth. And I said, somebody please interject.
Oh wait.
But that's what that was originally created for. You can Google that.
So this young lady and I are texting, and I'm like, "Hey, I gotta go to work in the morning. I'm gonna hit you up on my way to work." She's like, "All right." So at the time, I was a delivery driver for FedEx, and I hit her up. I'm like, "Hey, good morning. I'm at work. I'll be up at this time. If you want to hit me up anytime after that, hit me up before this time. I gotta go to bed." So I happen to get up and go to the bathroom, and I'm saying it's about 12:30 in the morning. Got a missed call from her. Mind you, it's only been 3 days. So, okay. Why you calling? So hey,
You know why she calling at 12?
So I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, you called me? Yeah. I'm like, is everything okay? Yeah. I'm like, well, what's up? I wanted to talk. I'm like, ma'am, I got to be up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work. Are you like laying in bed naked? No. Do you want me to come over and Netflix and chill? No. Then why are you calling me at this time if you know I got to be up this early in the morning? She gets mad and hangs up the phone. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
I would have got mad and hung up the phone too. I called you called me back if you wasn't providing dick.
so when we phone before she hangs up, she's like, well, I called you because I was up and I wanted to talk about dreams and aspirations. At 12:30 in the morning, you want to talk about dreams and aspirations? Come on now.
Yes.
Ain't nothing open after 9:30 but some legs. So
Or some cheeks.
me being a heterosexual black male, if you call me in between 10 at night and 3:30 in the morning, unless you were in an emergency, you ain't calling me. You ain't calling me to talk about dreams and aspirations. That's booty call hours. You trying to get your cheeks clapped.
Of course, but we're not gonna just come right out and say that. We're not gonna come.
She
right
was
out
trying to be a lady.
Right.
It's not sexy.
It's not
sexy just to pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, yo, I'm coming to get the dick."
Like that's not. Especially like if they don't know how you're gonna receive that. Some women, like, you know, we try to, you know, we want to just like, okay, let me see. Let's talk about goals and aspirations. Let's see what is goal. Let's see how.
Let's talk about my dream that I had with my legs thrown up against this wall. Like
the dream, the dreams and aspirations could have been a wet dream. Like, and I aspire you to come, you know, come quench this fire or something. Like you know, it's not like some women. Yes, some women can be extremely blunt like that and be like, "Oh, I just want to fuck," you know, come over.
And those are the women that listen to Pound Town with Sexy Red, and they got bald tie. They got bald tires and ride cars with no exhaust. Those women.
Not
Check engine light is coming on. Is this
my tires is not bald, so let's start there.
But I'm pretty sure you. Oh.
I'm
just kidding.
I didn't hear you. No, I didn't hear what you said.
I said I'm pretty sure your AC is out though.
Oh no, it's not in my new car. It's not. Absolutely not.
That's a 2022, 23.
Fancy, y'all.
It's a 21. It's a 29 is a 21 Jeep, babe. No, it's everything works perfect in there, and my tires are not bald.
But no, it's just I mean, but the thing is that if you knew that's what was open, why did you call back?
Well, that's
you wanted her to be flat out and just tell you, what's up, Mr. Sexy? How you doing? I want you to come drop off a package. Like what? I mean, what did you want?
Come drop this mayonnaise off in my salad.
I mean, I'm as blunt as that. Y'all done hurt me. What hurt?
But
you be trying to act coy. You be trying to act coy.
Not every girl is blunt like that, and a lot of you got to also understand too. A lot of girls we're taught we were always taught like to be demure and to keep suppress our sexuality a lot of the time. So because that's not what men like. Men don't want allow sexually explicit girl and all this other stuff. So we don't, a lot of times we just don't know how somebody's going to react off of that. We don't know if, and a lot of times we don't want to be treated like, okay, yes,
like you a slut.
Right. We don't want to be treated like
I'm only a slut after a certain time, until a certain time.
It's not wrong with putting that out there, but you do it in private, not in public. Men don't have no problem with it. I don't have.
Wait. Listen to what you're saying. I want you to hear what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying. I don't have a problem with that. Most men. How do we know that? We don't know that unless we have the conversation. And it usually starts when we start talking. That's how we can kind of gauge
About
like a lot
them
of
dreams
people,
and aspirations.
exactly.
About them dreams and aspirations.
Exactly. I can talk to somebody and I can gauge what I can do with them sexually. I can gauge with them and say, okay, how far can I go with this person? Is it gonna end up like this? Be a slut from 11 p.m. to
Yeah. Be a slut from 11 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. That is
That's
the correct time. That gives you enough
bed
time to sleep. That gives you enough time to sleep and everything else like that. You can still wake up for work refreshed and everything else like that. I
That's
mean,
it.
especially if they don't stay in your house, so you ain't staying the night there. I mean, if you staying the night there, if you're staying the night there, you can be a slut all the way until in the morning. Wake
I
up
just
and have
got
a little-
I want to know this. Does bottomless mimosas get y'all juices going?
No. I like liquor. I'm a dark. I was before this kidney shit happened. I was a dark liquor girl. So bottomless mimosas, all that did was just tickle my stomach. I like liquor.
Mm-mm.
Man, I done heard about confessions and what happens after bottomless mimosas and brunch.
Oh, they've been had that. Don't.
That's been a thing.
That's been.
But
that,
I mean, that's
not
just
even been a thing. That's just an excuse that girls use to say and do whatever. That come
yeah.
on. Like
Yes.
don't some dimes, some Dollar Tree mimosas. Come on now.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if you really trying to get somebody there and you were trying to get somebody loose, get them some liquor. If they're a drinker, if they're not a drinker, get them some food. Cause they gonna like one or the other.
See, I have a problem with that though.
Unless hold up. Unless you plan on that person bottoming, don't get them no food. If you plan on that person bottoming, don't get them no food. I mean, you may want to get them some drinks, some fluids, so it ain't dry. But you don't get them no food.
Just for Shit Talk podcast purposes, always make sure consent is key. So before you start getting them inebriated and high, possibly, make sure you have full consent and it's a mutual agreement. Okay, thank you. You're gonna continue.
That is the gay man's that is the gay man's like come hang out thing. Or I go girls do it the same thing too. Hey, you want to smoke? You want to smoke and chill or whatever. That is like the new like little thing that people do.
It's a good thing because I actually want to talk to y'all about something because I'm trying to figure out where did I get this misconstrued. I had a young lady I met a few weeks ago through a dating app that I'm on, and she reached out to me, and we were talking. And she tells me she lives in one area, wanted to go see her, tells me she wants me to go. She lives in another area. Now, this area that I was going to go get her from, I didn't mind going to see her. One area was 20 minutes away. One area was 3 hours away. Okay. So I called her.
She needed an Uber.
And I'm like, live here. Oh, I do. I live with my uncle, but I also live here. I'm like, you can't live two different places at once. You got to pick one place and establish a residency. It's okay to like visit one place and stay there from time to time, but which one do you live at? I'm not doing this. Long story short, gave this young lady a little bit of money to help her out with her car insurance. And I was
like a simp.
Huh?
You sound like a simp.
No,
what?
No, because I put it out there. I was like, if I'm giving you this, I want this in return. However, I then recanted on the statement and was like, I don't even want this because I genuinely am interested in you and I'd like to get to know you and I like a relationship. The individual had agreed to what I put on the table, but then I told her forget about it because I felt like she was worth more. She was more valuable. So I was like, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about paying me back. Let's just plan a date for my birthday. Let's go out together. The young lady then flips out and was like, oh, so because you gave me this money, you felt like you're entitled to this. I'm sorry, but we live in a transactional world. So therefore, I don't know you. So if I'm rendering services to help you with something, I'm going to get something in return. I'm not Captain Save-'em and I don't wear a superhero cape. So I'm going to get something from it at the end of the day. So then I
should have got that first. You probably should have got that first, because after that statement right there, you ain't getting shit.
You didn't say. Tell me, you didn't say that to her, did you? You said that to her.
and you ain't get shit.
Okay. All
Your
right.
money
How that
back,
work
your
out for you?
coochie. Because I'm just saying, you would make an ass dry up with that.
So, like, the thing about it with me is the fact of I'm just like, I didn't like at first. I wanted to be intimate with the young lady, but then I told her, I was like, just forget about it. I just want to go on a date and just get to know you. And her response was like, oh, well, because you helped me out with this, I'm supposed to have sex with you. And I'm like, you barely knew me from a can of paint. You asked me to help you out, and I came through for you. At first, it's what I wanted, but that's not even really what I want. I genuinely am interested in you, and I like to get to know you, and I like a relationship. Put the intimacy on the back burner. At that point, she literally got mad and said she was blocking me and that it was disrespectful. But prior to that, she agreed to giving me sex because I gave her money to help her with her car insurance.
You probably should have had the sex first. She would have still had car insurance.
I'm not even worried about it because I look at it like if Jesus would give me the shirt off his back, then I'll help those out who I can. But a
You
part
want
of
me
me,
to send you my mortgage?
what was that, sir?
You want me to send you my mortgage? Because if we gonna do like Jesus do, I'm just saying.
No.
I ain't gonna block you.
And shut and clap cheeks.
Yeah. So
Oh Lord, but no, yeah, I think that
You really did.
interaction.
I really got to know. You didn't say I'm getting something. Did you? You didn't say that. Like,
Cause you make a dick go limp, titties go soft, like you make everything that was standing up, you may go down. Like that was horrible.
That was yeah, that was a little questionable, my love. That was very questionable. Like I don't think I've ever had a guy say that to me. So I wouldn't even my first reaction would have been to pepper spray you. Like, what the fuck?
What is wrong with you, you roach?
I'm debating if I want to ask for help with my roof. We got to run it by hubby. What Mr. Expect?
I'm just saying
that was a good one.
I'm just saying, Mr. Sexy gonna.
I want you to be aware. I'm just gonna say this as the woman on the podcast right now. I'm just gonna say this: like, if you said that in any form or with any of that inflection in your voice, I can promise you, like that was kind of just a tad unhinged. Like if you said woman.
For me as a gay man, you said any of that. If you said any of that to her. And then you said that if Jesus would give the shirt off of his back, Jesus ain't never asked for no coochie. I have not seen that in the word at all when Jesus said, give me some coochie and I will help your problems.
Me being the person I am, if I believe and I know being that I am saved that Jesus would give me the shirt off of his back if I genuinely needed it, then I'm looking at it like, okay, you know what? I gave you $75. You really must have needed it, kind of thing. Money never seen is money never missed. But part of me at first was like, I wanted to have sex with her, but I was just like, nah, I really don't even want that. I just want to go out on a date with you and get to know you, like. And then when she was like, oh, I thought you wanted a fuck buddy. I said I was okay with the fuck buddy. Okay. But I don't want to do that anymore. I want to get to know you. Like I stated before when we first started talking, I don't want to be intimate. Now you're feeling some kind of way and you're talking about, oh, well, you thought I was supposed to have sex with you. Isn't that what you agreed to before? And all of a sudden most women would be glad men are taking that off the table. I'm taking it off the table. And now you feeling some kind of way about it. And I'm like, why are you feeling some kind of way if I'm telling you like
who would feel okay with somebody taking sex off the table? I think it was just the way that I think it's the way that you delivered it. So far as you should get something in return, your delivery of that is what got you blocked. Your delivery of everything you said up to that literally was what got you blocked. That's what got you cut off. Because you probably made her coochie turn into one of those sponges you leave on a sink for a couple of days. Like you can't do that.
The offer was left for about a week.
Say that again.
The offer was on the table for about a week.
It did. Well, it might have been. I'm not saying that it wasn't, but I mean, it could have just been like again, I don't know the whole context of the conversation or whatnot, but based on what you're saying, you know, sometimes with some women, you know, sex is just kind of all right, let me go ahead and give you this pussy. Get away. I don't like now you dragging this shit out. Now you want to go on a date. Now I'm just trying to cut this off and be done with it. Like, let me just give you some pussy and be done with it. You don't want pussy? Like, now we got to drag this out. Okay, no, I don't even want to do that no more.
But originally the young lady approached me and told me she found me attractive and wanted to get to know me and wanted a relationship.
Mm-hmm. I can believe that.
You met her on an app. She lied. You met her on an app. She lied. Nobody on those apps tell the truth.
Hinge? Was it Hinge? Bumble?
Plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish.
And she had plenty of dick.
Come on. It's
She had
POA.
plenty of dick.
Come on.
She was looking.
I wasn't even worried about the response. I would have just thought it's plenty of fish. The fish are
And
floating.
it's called. It's literally called Plenty of Fish. You could have got plenty. You could have got plenty of anything on there.
I'm for real. You could have. Come on. No. Come on. No. Wait a minute.
I mean, but the thing is that when you're on those apps, you can't take people seriously about what they're saying. That's not what they want. When you're on those when you're on those apps, your brain, when you're making a profile saying, oh yeah, somebody gonna like this, somebody gonna like this, somebody gonna like this. But what you want is dick. And what she got out of you was money. Yeah. And literally the dick, you just made everything else dry up from there.
It wouldn't be the first time. Don't even last. Not gonna lie to you, brother.
I'm gonna let you know. Don't be a simp.
From Mr. So obviously, I don't, and I'm not like saying this to like bash you or anything like that. I'm a totally live and let live person. But like personally, I don't do the apps. Like so, I know POF is like straight based. I guess
it ain't no more.
No, it's not.
It's what DL men go to cross lines now. But yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm all out the loop. But like I've never been on that app. So like, have you ever had a situation where you actually like met somebody on the app and was like, okay, cool, and then y'all fucked? Or was it like in this situation, it was just like possibly, but nah, I don't know.
My last relationship, I actually met my ex on Plenty of Fish.
Okay.
Maybe change the app.
That was 4 years ago. Yeah. So, but no,
don't be a simp. If somebody asks for money, don't give money. Right. Don't. I mean, they ask for rides and everything.
Wait. Time out. Give money to certain people.
You're so stupid. give her money. But that's literally like, because
that happens in the messages.
Don't be that person where like your name is going to be known of this going to be the person right here that he gonna give me this, right? Like, and then the other thing is, don't make pussy transactions. But it's too much pussy out here for free.
Hold on. And this is where I have to politely agree to disagree, because technically I learned as a man, no matter what we do, we pay for it. It's just in different ways. I'm not being funny. If you take a chick out on a date, you paid for it. When you're married, you paying for it. So no matter what was men, we're paying for it. Technically, it's transactional, but it's not just opening up front about it. It's like actually, in a sense, like in the past, in a way, where like when you marry it, yeah, you paying for it, but there's a bigger end goal behind it. Because I've been in situations too where, I mean, let's put it on the table. Women be like, oh, I want money. If you want some kitty cat, you got to give me some money. Okay, one girl I was talking to, I went to school with. Oh, you got to give me $4,000. Excuse me? I don't know who you think you are, but no. The only way you getting $4,000 out of me is if you're my significant other. And even if you are my significant other, I'm not just outright giving you $4,000. You know how you get your $4,000? Rent, groceries, food, utilities, car note, car insurance, and when I treat you out. I'm not just going to give you.
Stop sending this man a message. Stop sending this man a message. He literally on here. Just say it. I saw you pick up your phone and send him a message.
My cash out. Hey.
But I mean, yes.
Overcooking my grits, Dose.
Yes, it is transactional. Yes, it is transactional to a certain point. But the thing is, when you're meeting somebody on app and everything like that, what is your intention? What is your intention when you're starting it? Like when you're starting that conversation with them? Like, what is your intention? Are you looking for a relationship on these apps? Are you looking for somebody to be with on these apps? Like when you click on there, are you like, okay, I need to get this hard dick soft? Like, what are you doing? Like, what exactly are you doing?
I have no expectations, because if I have expectations, then I'll always be let down. So I just have no intentions, and I always say, like, let the chips fall where they may. If it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If I smash them one time and they want to block me afterwards, then fine.
Does that happen a lot?
For me, as far as the smashing part, no. As far as conversation, it'll go somewhere, but then it'll fizzle out. And I've had it happen a couple times where I've seen this individual in public, and they're either A, in a whole relationship, B, they pregnant, or C, like, I'll add them on Snap and see that they have somebody, and I'm like, yo, you in a relationship. Why are you talking to me? I don't interfere with other people's stuff. I'm not down with OPP. You stay over there with that, because I'm not getting caught up in it.
Okay.
Double dose.
The silence was dead.
I can't say nothing, because I've always been the
We know.
what? What?
You already know.
What?
You already know.
Did
You've been a baby a couple times.
I've been what now? Say that again.
A sugar baby.
No, I've never been a sugar baby.
Well, you've been a SSC, okay?
What does that mean?
The silent side chick.
Silence is deafening again.
Anyway, what I come back to reality. What I was gonna say was like I can't say that, you know, situations aren't transactional. I won't say that. It's never, because transactional means, you know, I got to give up something in order to get something. That's a lot of times I don't have to give up. I don't have to give up anything to get anything. So I can't really say, but I mean, I don't know. I'll never be the one like with Chucky, you know, telling you not to be a simp or nothing like that. I'm okay with, you know, simps. Hey Simpsons. I'm okay with y'all. Y'all are cool with me, because, you know, I get treated well, get taken out. I'm good with it. So
okay, so with me and BDAP, we're both homosexual men. I don't know how he describes himself or how he is with himself. But for me,
BDAP
you controversial.
BDAP done laid down on us. BDAP, sit up.
I got sit up. I was just getting into writing this damn blog post. My bad, y'all.
My biggest thing is that for you, I guess I'm trying to think of the logical way to say it where I don't come off, because I know I come off sometimes sharp as a knife.
You say it, and I'll soften the blow for you. I got you.
Okay.
We know we good. With
your approach, the way you talk to women, everything else like that would literally dry somebody to fuck up. Like that's not what anybody wants. That would literally, like, for a man, like, even if you were talking to a homosexual man, that would literally not make anything work. That everything would be a complete turnoff. Especially if you approach somebody that way. And I understand you said you go in it with no expectations at all, but it seems as though you're going into it with some type of expectation if you have all that rebuttal afterwards. And that right there ain't that ain't sexy, Mr. Sexy. That's opposite. And I just
you gotta think about how it sounds when you tell somebody, it doesn't matter male or female, you tell them, you know, I'm going to get something. Like, whoa, wait a minute, what the fuck you mean? Like, I don't
say I was going to get something. I said I'm expecting something.
Either way, I want you to really listen to what you're saying and how it bounces off another person. Like it doesn't matter, you know, what the previous conversation was. When you say that, it's like, well, what the fuck? What do you mean? Like,
Hey, but my thing is this though: was it okay for you to ask me for the money? You can't just think you can ask a random person for something and they're supposed to.
Wait, hold on, slow down, calm down. You can ask anybody for anything. It's up to the receiving person to say yes or no. I can ask you for some money and you can tell me no. You can't tell me not to ask. Because what the words say? Ask and ye shall receive. Knock and the door will open up to you. Unless closed mouths don't get fed. If I don't open up my mouth and say something, I'll never know. But you always have the right and the choice to say yes or no.
I think it's audacity from both ways. It's audacity. It's the audacity for me from both ways. It's the audacity for you to ask me for money and we just met.
I wanted to say audacity, like from I really won't say audacity from, you know, from either perspective because I'm not gonna look at it as like, oh, you have like, you know how I am about words, so I would have to really pull up the word audacity to get a good, you know, meaning in this way. But I just look at it like you can't tell somebody not to, you know, ask. It's up to you to say yes or no. Like I have people ask me crazy shit all the time. No, that's just the nature of my job. But no, the scope of the law doesn't work that way. So no, or whatever.
Okay, so audacity definition is the a willingness to take a bold risk. That was a bold risk on both of y'all part. Because the thing is that for me, how long were y'all talking before she asked for this money?
About 2 weeks.
And y'all didn't go out, and then y'all didn't go out in these 2 weeks' time. Y'all were only messaging and talking.
Like, had y'all had a coffee date or anything?
No, we were actually supposed to go out for ice cream, and she
wasn't interested in you.
Yeah, she wasn't interested. See,
she wasn't interested in you. She just wanted something.
Can I say this real quick? So with most women, if you made a suggestion like, hey, let's go out, let's do this or whatever, even nobody is that busy where we can't go for ice cream, where we can't go for Starbucks or anything like that. They're not interested, period. And when you ask them and you suggest, can we go out? Can I take you here? Can I take you there? Well, no, I got to do this. I got that. I got to go play basketball, whatever. I got to, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the first thing out their mouth is, well, can I have? Or, oh, Lord, my light bills due. I don't know what I'm going to do about these bills. I don't know what I'm going to do about this car note. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's when you block them. Just block them.
Yeah, because she was never interested in you.
None whatsoever. Right.
And that's how I look at it now. I'm not mad. I'm not hurt. It is what it is. It was only $75, but like I had told her, I was just like, you can't sit here and think you're gonna ask dudes for stuff like this. Like, this is what I'm dealing with now in the dating pool, where I've had young ladies who I've tried to talk to, or I've seen young women. Let me rephrase that: modern women, modern feminist women, on these platforms where they're like, oh yeah, it's creepy if an old guy wants to talk to a young girl, but if a young girl wants to talk to an old guy, it's okay. Get a bag, be a sugar baby, let him run up the bag on you, kind of thing. And it's like, I even was on the live with one of these young ladies. I told them, like, you cannot sit here and think a dude is gonna want you to be his sugar baby and you're not gonna put out no kind of sugar. No, that's not true.
That's not true.
Yeah, I mean, right now they got Viagra, so
that's not. I mean, that's not true at all. It depends on it. Everybody's situation is different. You can't, if you've never facilitated one, you can't really say what a sugar daddy will accept and what's okay, what they will constitute as okay. You can't really say if you've never facilitated one. And then
if you're talking,
hold on, wait a minute. Even if you facilitate one, you have your own set of rules and boundaries within yours. So you can't. What might be okay for the next guy, another guy may not want sugar. His heart may not can handle it. So all he wants is somebody to spend money on and have a quote unquote trophy wife or a trophy girlfriend standing next to him. You don't know. So, you don't have to accept that. You just have to set your own standards, set your own boundaries, and stick to them. If you don't want to give money out to a girl or whatever, then that's what you set as your boundary. That's
I'm
it.
gonna.
I don't hold on, wait a minute, let me get it out, then I'm gonna shut up. But you can't tell somebody, you know, like, oh, you have this thought, like your thought process is wrong. No, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Go ahead, Chucky.
I'm going to help you out with this right here. And this is just something you can take it and you can use it, or you can take it and you can call it shit, whatever you want to do. But if you're talking to somebody on an app or you're messaging somebody for 3 days and y'all have not made clear plans to go somewhere within the next, I'm just saying within that week being over, that person is not interested in you. After those 3 days, go ahead and move on. Go ahead and just block that. You don't have to necessarily block that person. Just stop conversation. A lot of things can be said by not saying anything at all. Because if I'm actively trying to make plans with you and you're actively avoiding those plans, because people make time for what they want to make time for. So the thing is that if they're not trying to make time for you within those 3 days of y'all planning something within that week, you don't need to talk to them anymore. You don't no.
No, and I agree with you because like with the young lady, I'm not mad about it. I was like, hey, I'd like to go out on a date. And she was like, where do you want to go? I'm like, well, where do you want to meet at? There was one place I suggested. She's a real picky eater. Like she was like, I don't do Olive Garden and I don't do Applebee's. Okay. Knock that off the menu. So I was like, well, you know what? Let's just make it simple. Let's just meet in Orlando. Let's go to the Orlando Eye. Let's go get some ice cream. Let's walk around and enjoy each other's company. She was supposed to meet up with me and she's like, I ended up working late. I was like, all right, cool. The very next day was when she asked me for the money. I was like, all right, fine. Gave it to her. She hit me up that Tuesday and was like, oh, I've been really busy at work. I'm sorry. What's going on? I'm like, nothing. Like,
dude, I asked you to donate to a charity a few months ago. You wouldn't even donate to me, but you gave this bitch $75 after 3 damn days. God, no.
I wasn't working 3 months ago.
Just laugh.
But no. Okay, hold up. Somebody in the comments said, so no, not true. Social anxiety is real. Yes, that's why you're planning something for 7 days. You're giving that person a whole 7 days. You're giving that person a whole 7 days. And a lot of times when you are going to like plan something to go out with somebody.
Have social anxiety. It doesn't hurt to tell them like, hey, I do have a little bit of social anxiety, so I'm sorry. Or you don't even have to say I'm sorry. Just say I have social anxiety, and then send them a screenshot of what the definition of it is, and let them make that decision. You don't have to. That's all about communicating.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm socially inept. I'm pretty sure y'all can pick it up by now, but it's whatever at the end of the day. My thing is this, because I deal with it myself. I mean, when it comes to dating, I've been told that I'm the dude that you don't reject because I'll follow people home and do real unspeakable things that I would never do. So it is what it is, but I don't.
That's only because you come off that way. You come off as crazy, but that's beyond the point.
Attracted to someone always crazy, but when someone is attracted to someone, it's seen as flirtatious.
What?
Because some things are flirtatious. Some things are flirtatious, but some things that you may say may come off as, you know what, this may be Jeffrey Dahmer brother. But that wasn't where I was going with that. Where I was going with this was why everybody just look away. Where I was going with this was
my hair was in my eyelash.
I'm just trying to type this little thing for this damn blog.
You've been trying to type that blog for 2 hours now. Be present. Be present.
My biggest thing is that somebody may have told you may not be the person that somebody want to reject, that somebody should reject. But the thing is that you're not everybody's prize, and you're not everything that everybody's looking for. But the thing is,
However, don't string me along. If you're not interested, I'll tell people
Nobody's stringing you. Listen, nobody's stringing you along after 3 days. That's not stringing you along. That's
you stringing yourself.
You stringing
I-
yourself. That person. Hold on. That person made it known that they were not interested in you.
How do we end up into therapy?
I don't know, but we here now. That person made it known that they were not interested in you, and you still pushed and pursued. When they made it known that they were not interested, that's when you had the right to cut them off, especially after you tried. You made suggestions. Let's go here. Let's go get ice cream and walk around and chitter chat or whatever. Oh,
you don't stay nowhere near you don't stay nowhere near Miami, and you was offering to drive there. So the thing is that, I mean, hey, booty. The thing is that you offered that person something, and you did that. And the thing is that, I mean, they was never interested.
Yeah.
And yes, in your ideal mind, you may be that person that you don't string along, the other person that you don't want, that if you don't want to be the person with, you want to know. You just want to flat out know. You want to know, but everybody's not that way. They sometimes people show you. They show you better they can tell you. I don't know if your mama, your grandma, anybody else ever told you, your granddaddy. There's people can show you better than they can tell you. So a lot of times you just got to let them show you. And after 3 days, I mean, I'm just letting you know that when that third day hit 9 o'clock, because that's your bedtime, because you got to be up at 4 a.m. Okay, well, we good. B-Dap, you showed us all the cakes on the camera.
Yo, I am so sorry. I just tried to tell them because it's getting dark over here. I'm in Cali and we're like 3 hours behind everybody. So like, it's starting to get dark. So I just tried to turn on the light so I could be seen and all that good stuff. But my apologies.
Do you have any advice for this? I know you're not on apps, but you do date.
Not really, I don't. The last time, okay, so basically, to not piggyback off of what you were saying, what happened to Double Dose?
She'll be back.
Okay, but yeah, to not to piggyback off of what like you said earlier about like knowing when somebody is interested and not within a certain time frame. That is true. Mainly from my experiences dating guys, it's like I know within like the first, but like at least the first 2 conversations, I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna go nowhere. Oh, nah, we just gonna fuck, or either waste my time. So that's a good thing to look out for. Because I know personally one thing I hate is my time being wasted. You know what I'm saying? And then like with me being like a blunt person, I don't know if it's because like I'm an Aries, you know, so like us Aries, we're Rams and we hit shit head on. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Nah, the way it's all good, like we don't care. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how I look at it. Like to me, like you will know like if a person is interested more so for benefits than it is to get to know you with stuff that y'all said earlier, like, oh, it's 2 days, they already asking for money. Like, what? Like, no, you know. So
no. I did want to caveat on something before I take off here. You said that you tell it like it is, and that's how I am as an individual, where I make it known. It's like I ain't cash apping you for no reason. Like, I'm not doing all this for no reason. I don't know what world you live in. And I understand things are transactional. That's just the nature of the beast in today's society. But I ain't cash apping you nothing. And then when I don't do that, it's like, oh, you weird, you creepy. Like, get off my line. Bye. Like, I don't know who you think you are when you get this sense of entitlement from. But the money I work hard for, I'm not just about to fork it out. And real quick, short story, because this brings me back to 2014. I third deployment, and at the time I was promoting at the club. I was single, and there was a young lady who is an exotic dancer. So I wanted to talk to her, and I'm like, "Hey, are you dealing with someone?" She's like, "Well, I got this dude. I'm giving him the kitty cat, and he paying my bills and buying me and my son whatever I want." Okay, fine. It is what it is. I respect that. Keep it pushing. I want to say a week and a half later, she matches with me on the dating app. And I'm like, yo, what's good? Like, what are you doing up here? I thought you had somebody. So she was just like, oh, yeah, I ended that. You know, I didn't want that anymore. I'm like, okay, well, you looking for a relationship? No. Well, if I give you this, can I get this in return? Oh, how dare you approach me like that? What would give you any inclination that I'm doing that kind of thing? Didn't you just tell me a week and a half ago you was giving the dude a kitty cat and he was paying your bills and buying you everything up under the sun? And when I offered it to you, all of a sudden, I'm the baddest guy in the world. You trying to get the leader of the promotion team to try and fight me. So the leader of the promotion team was like, he hits me on Facebook, yo, dude, call me. We need to talk. So I'm like, all right. He's like, man, what happened? I'm like, bro, remember when you was right there and I tried getting with this individual, right? Yeah. She matched with me 2 days ago on this app. So I asked her, was she still dealing with the individual? She said no. Asked her, did she want a relationship? She said no. I put the offer on the table and she tells me I approached her in a foul way. So he was like, I really don't know why she getting mad at you, because not only was she doing that with this other dude, but I was spinning at the club on Wednesday night, and the dude went in the back. That was a soldier that got his bonus and dropped four racks in the back on the table for her, and she was busting it wide open in the back. So how's she gonna get mad at you for asking the very thing that she's doing?
Because she don't like you.
Period.
She ain't like you.
Point blank.
Like, as a girl, like if I really don't like somebody, I do the absolute fucking most. Like I ain't gonna lie to. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't like you. I do.
But
that.
Mr. Sexy, I understand you are a heterosexual man, but anytime you want some booty and you want to pay some bills, I can send you my Cash App. I will travel anytime you may want to. I'm just letting you know. And you ain't gotta, we ain't even gotta talk. Like you be perfectly fine. We ain't gotta talk. We ain't gotta do nothing. Like anytime you want to, I got you. I got you, Mr. Sexy. I do, I promise. But I think you need to work on when people are not interested.
That's why I said I'm at the point I leave people alone and I don't speak to people. But that's the sad part of, if I'm being honest, that's my reality that I live in. I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. Because when I don't speak, people will be like, why aren't you speaking? And I'll tell them like, this conversation.
You should.
You can speak, but you need to work. You need to work on yourself. You need to work on yourself.
Sometimes you gotta cut the head out, cut the head of the snake off, like right there. And I'm that kind of person now. Like I used to be this nice guy and try and simp my way, and I'm not that dude anymore. So if I don't like you and I don't deal with you, and I know something is not conducive for you and I, if I don't deal with you, I would be like, okay, why are you talking to me? What do you want? Is this about life, limb, or eyesight? If the answer is no, we don't have nothing to discuss. You have a good one. Keep it pushing. I keep it that simple. And it's like, oh, well, you're being rude. Why the fuck would I talk to you if I know at the end of the day it's not beneficial for me or you?
Okay, all right.
I really do think that you need to work on.
When the last time you've been to a therapist? Let me ask that question.
I go to therapy.
Do you talk to your therapist about these things?
Or is this like no?
You may need a new therapist.
You said no or yes?
I say yup.
Oh,
yeah.
I just asked.
You may need a new therapist, and I only say that because the thing is that they're not addressing the root issues with you, and that this right, or you may need to talk to your therapist to talk about the root issues with you, because learning how to cut people off, that's a very, very hard thing to learn. And for me, I'm just saying, for me, it took me 3 years in therapy to learn exactly when to cut people off, rather friendships, rather relationships, rather acquaintances, rather jobs, whatever. It took me a while for me to realize, okay, this right here is not what I need. And I think that is something that will definitely help you, is figuring out what you need. Because granted, you may think you know what you need. Because in our minds, we always look at ourselves in a certain way.
I'm sorry. Pause for 1 second. Tell me what you're thinking right now, Mr. Sexy. What are you thinking?
Nothing. I'm listening to receive.
Okay. I was just wondering. I'm gauging your facial expressions. That's why I was asking.
Oh, okay. Okay, you stop me. Because the thing is that when we may have a mindset of what we want and what we need and everything else like that, but the thing is, ideally, when we're searching for it, we don't look for it because we're stuck in that mindset of the opposite. If that doesn't, it did not make sense. Double Dose interrupted me, and I was on a roll. But you may need to talk to your therapist about working on you, about what you need, so far as in relationship wise, or what you're looking for. Because until you find that out, being on dating apps and things like that, you're not gonna find what you're looking for, rather it be sex or whatever. And you may continuously be used, or you may continuously linger somebody on that should not even be there, because they have shown you they don't want to be there. Mm-hmm. They're only there because you're right now, you're just showing them a little attention that they need.
Right. It's just like, because I've heard this from other people. They'll say, like, so a guy can spot a woman with low self-esteem and whatever else a mile away. Well, the same thing can be for women. Like, we can look, it's some men we can just tell, like, oh, okay, he'll do anything, as long as I can do X, Y, and Z. We can see that. Now it's up to that individual to play on somebody. And if that's what's happening out here, like whoever that person was that you gave the money to, like, they obviously saw, like, oh, okay, this is somebody, that's genuinely got a good heart. I know I can give him some kind of sob story, my insurance, my cat died or whatever, and he'll give it to me. And, maybe he'll expect, I have to see if he expects something. And she probably had no problem giving nothing, but that's probably all she wanted. She probably didn't want to, pursue anything. She just wanted, fucking is easy. Like, I don't know why a lot of people feel like, especially with women, they feel like, oh, we connect all of our emotions to fucking. Like, in some regard, maybe. In some regard, maybe, but not all the time. No, we can fucking leave just with no problem, and that would have been a lot easier. But when you started talking about, well, I want to pursue this, I want to pursue, like, no, I don't want that. I just want this little $75 and some little pocket change every now and then, just to give you a little pussy and just go about my business. Why you want all this? You messing up the damn plan. And
we had Wingman on here, and he said it perfectly. Sometimes a little funky 40 for some pussy is all what's needed.
That's it.
I'm so dead, but
because sometimes, all the time, all the time, all the rest of that conversation isn't even necessary. And the thing is, a lot of transactions, you said so far just transactionals or whatever, and it's not being said. Yes, a lot of transactions can be done without a word being said. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to say, if I'm gonna give you this, you gonna give me some cat. You didn't have to say that.
That was already in her mind to do. But when you said that, it was like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on, guard went up. It's like,
yeah, it's like nobody wants to be a prostitute. Nobody wants to be a sex worker. Nobody wants to be thought of that way.
Right. Nobody wants to feel like something's gonna be taken.
Yes, nobody wants to be thought of that way. But the thing is that a lot of transactions are done without any words being said. Mm-hmm. Granted, you could go ahead and give a little 40. Oh, you still want to go out on Friday? Or you go ahead and give it a little 75? You still want to go out on Friday or whatever? And y'all probably got some great ass, some great dome, and great hair, and then she would have went on about her business. But the thing is that you made her feel a little smaller than what she is, because at the end of the day, we're in the mindset of the day. We're in the day of age and mindset of whatever that we have. Like, you have to have some type of entitlement, or you have to have some type of, like, I'm not going to say entitlement. It's not what is Me Too? Self-worth. What is what is Me Too?
But Me Too is a separate entity in its own.
Oh, because it's a separate thing. Okay, but it's like like you have to make that person feel some type of value. You're not making them feel like no type of value if you're telling them, go ahead and just, like, if I'm sending you $75, you're gonna give me some pussy. That ain't no value at all. I'm like, damn.
And the thing is, I was probably already gonna do it, but not since you said it like that. The fuck? No, I'm not gonna do it. For me,
take the $75.
For me as a woman, I can tell you right now, like, if a man was to say that to me, well, I expect this. I won't necessarily feel like a prostitute. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like you might try to, take it against my will, and that's why I'm like, yeah, you want to do it. I don't even want, and then it's okay. I don't want nothing.
And then you come off crazy. You come off crazy because they see you as a rapist. Like, okay, you can go ahead and take this regardless.
No, never mind. And I promise you, a lot of times men don't realize, and this is just a general statement, not specific to anything or anybody, but a lot of times men talk themselves out of it.
Mhm.
I have literally gone out, been on a date, ready, like we could have cleared the table, fucked on the table, like the guy would look so good to me, and that's what I want. He opened up his mouth and shit comes out, and it's like, never mind. It's undried up now. It's okay. That's never mind. We can split this bill. Anything to get the hell away from me. Like, no, and I don't even split bills with me. I do not. I don't split the tab. None of that. I just don't. So, yeah. Some men, they talk themselves out of it, but like you gotta be mindful. Like I would advise not saying that. You know, like I expect it. No, just
I didn't. I expected. I was explaining to the fact of if I'm going to give you something, you can't live in today's society and think that you're just supposed to ask me for something. I'm supposed to willingly give it to you.
You're not. That's the thing. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. If you didn't want,
you don't have to say it.
Exactly. You just oh, okay, all right. Well, you asked me for. They asked like, can I have $75 or whatever the hell she said? No. Or if you're not a person that likes to say no, because some people are like that, change the conversation. Ooh, child, I just had to go fill up my car. It took $75. I like I would have change the conversation. Like if you don't like to say no.
I just feel as though even if I've like for me, I would always put it off in a joking manner. Like yeah, like you wild, ain't you? That's what they do out here in 2023. Oh, you called 211 yet? Or anything like that? Like 211 is in every city. You can call them for assistance. Like you hit them up for an extension. Like it's like a lot of things. Like we would have brushed that off and went that up under the rug, and we would have went on to a whole other conversation. But honestly, I would not have talked to nobody for 2 weeks that I have not seen. We live in a time and day where you have multiple ways you can see me. I'm not going to talk to you for 2 weeks and I haven't seen you. And that means them whole entire 2 weeks. I know me, I jack off 12 times a day. I've been touching myself all these days because you want to continue conversating. Bitch, no, we ain't got to talk. I'm sorry to say, bitch, but yeah, we ain't got to talk at all. No. I
don't know. Usually I can always kind of tell if a guy's gonna be generous, depending on like where he's suggesting that we go at on a date. So it's like, oh, okay, you trying to stay within the budget. We're cool. And I mean, it's not like I order like the craziest shit on the menu. No, I order what I can afford and what I'm comfortable with, and and that's the end of it. But I usually can gauge that. So, but if I can already tell, like, you don't want to open up that wallet a little bit, yeah, you're gonna lose my interest real quick.
And my other thing is Olive Garden and Applebee's have a variety of things on the menu. I'm pretty sure you don't like everything.
How about I don't believe we are to the point in a relationship yet where you can ask for money? That's a good response. I mean, I'll hang up on you, but that's a good response.
That is a great response. That's
a very good response. And I mean,
y'all need to go back to that part. Y'all need to go back to that podcast of when and how do you ask the man for money. Let's go back to that podcast and y'all play that. It's on season 2 as well.
And I've already said I've never been a person to ask a guy that especially if I'm with them for money. Usually I'm just used to them giving it or doing for me. So that's why I've
never had to ask a man for money. I have not had to do that. I'm trying to think. Have I? No, I've never had to ask a man for money. I've had to lose Mr. Sexy off the podcast. But I had to.
Like, did he get mad? Like,
I don't know.
A lot of times the truth hurts, and that's what it is. Anywho, yeah, you just work on yourself and work on therapy. That's
what he processing.
I'm sorry. Processing.
I mean, because
servers.
Nothing we said was like meant to be harmful or or meant to be inconsiderate of, you know, of anybody's feelings, but it's the truth. The truth is that when you got somebody that you keep talking to and you keep making suggestions to meet here, go here, do this and do that, and they got every which way and everything to say and nothing, they don't like you. They're not interested in you. They want to see what they can get out of you.
That's true. I've been there. That's very true.
But my biggest thing is that when you just drop and you leave conversations and people are trying to help you about a question that you asked about, you ain't ready to work on yourself. And you're gonna continue giving out $75. So if anybody need a roof, hit Mr. Sexy up.
No, I'm still stuck on the fact that he just dipped out the podcast. Like, where did he go?
Home, I guess. I don't know. But
easy go.
I mean, it stings. It stings when, because I can tell you, like, once upon a time ago, because me and Chucky had to have that hard conversation about me when I got out of my first real relationship, and I'm out here meeting people willy-nilly and stuff. Like, we had to have a serious conversation, like, you know, hey, you chill, you know, make these bitches work for it. Like, you know, not to say that I was just fucking any old everything, but like, I would say yes to an immediate date. Don't get me wrong, depending on what the date is, I still say yes now. But but you know, I would just say yes to any date. And he was like, no, you got to make these jokers work for it. Like, these motherfuckers are open up their wallet. You just gotta make it worth their while to open up their wallet. And when I started, you know, taking heed and realizing, like, okay, maybe it's me, maybe it's whatever, I started realizing that, oh, okay, these men do open up their wallet. They will. They're just gonna open up for somebody that they feel like is appreciative and that is whatever. And I haven't had a problem since. That's why I'm like, I'll never be that girl that'll tell another girl, oh, make sure you have your money so you can pay for your half a day. Absolutely not me. Wrong podcast.
Sprinkle.
I love sprinkle. I love her. Sprinkle, baby. I do not. I done had Chucky said it early. He done had, you know, his bills paid and all this other stuff. I done had my bills paid and all this other stuff. I done had gas put it, you know, all this stuff. Like, it's just it hurts to feel that truth. That's all.
Like somebody else said, shadow work is a bitch. Shadow work is a serious bitch. Shadow work is working on yourself. It's working on it's fixing. Okay. So how I take it as is, you know how, because a lot of times it's hard to work on yourself. So this is the way I take shadow work. It's working on your shadow. Your shadow goes everywhere you go. Your shadow does everything you do, all the movements and everything you do. It's working on your shadow. When you fix your shadow, everything you do, and everything you do in the path that you go on, everything will work out perfectly. But it won't work out until you fix yourself. You got to fix yourself, and that is the hardest thing that people have. The hardest thing that people come to terms to work on is yourself, because the thing is that you have to dig deep. Sometimes you have to go through your childhood. You have to go through how your daddy acts, how your mama acts, how all those things interact, and how those things affect your life.
Yep. And
that is not easy. I don't know if you're on TikTok, but there is a shadow work book on there. It's like $8. But the thing is, what they get you is the first book is $8 because it can work on your childhood. The second book, $34, it work on your teenage years, and there's another book that work on your adult years, and then there's other books as well that goes after that, but it helps you out so far as working on yourself throughout your life. It's just pretty much a book of therapy.
Book would be just fine for 75 cents at Walmart. That's how I feel. Cause what the fuck I need to work on my teenage years for? I'm an adult. Whatever I didn't do and didn't get fixed at 14, that shit ain't gonna get fixed now at 34. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
Yo, I'm still stuck on the dude just bouncing. Right, he didn't say bye. He didn't say thanks.
You done slid this wig 4 or 5 times.
That's why I said, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I just felt the easing on back, just easing off the wall. That's why I was like, let me just, because I don't want to be sitting here and all of a sudden my muffin cap get pulled.
Oh Lord, B-Dap, it's your first time.
I like my wig though. I like it.
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
I did a great job picking it out.
You did. Chucky did. Chucky picked this wig out, y'all. So
Because child, the last one she had on looked like she needed chemo. She didn't need a kidney. I said people don't know what to donate for. Switch
hold
your
on, wait a
wigs.
minute. I can change the map. Wait a minute. Let me show you.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that on live. Don't do that. BDAP, this is your first time on here, and I told you that every guest that comes on our podcast has to tell one of their nastiest, raunchiest, sexiest stories. The look on your face, the look on your. I know you're not vanilla. I see some of your comments, and we got mutual friends. I see some of your comments. I know you're not vanilla, and don't be shy or coy. Go ahead.
I don't really. But to be honest, though, like honestly, I don't really have too many wild stories. I do have a wild threesome story once.
Okay, go ahead then.
Oh, we listening.
But that's just the thing, though. I didn't want to do it.
Oh,
I didn't want to do it.
How did you end up in the same room?
You said what?
How did you end up in the same room?
Long story short, okay, when I was in my early 20s, I was fucking around with this dude in Chicago, okay? He was a little bit older than me, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Long story short, in the midst of our getting to know each other better, he brings up he wants to have a threesome. I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
While y'all was getting to know each other?
Not while we was getting to know each other, while we was, establishing our friends with benefits.
Oh.
Yeah, he just out of nowhere brings up the fact that he wants to have a threesome. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool on all that. And the reason why is not because I didn't want to try it or didn't want to do it. It's just I don't want to do that with you. And the reason why is because you just don't do it for me to want to try that with. It is my first time doing it too. Like, I didn't want like that, like with him. Like it would have been cool with maybe somebody else, I guess, but with him it was no. Long story short, he calls me over one night. Mind you, he had been asking me for this, and I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Story ain't changing. He calls me over one night. As soon as I get in the door, we having one tonight. He on his way over here. I'm like, nah, I told you beforehand a couple times, I'm cool on all this. Long story short, he calls him on the phone. They get into it because some shit had went down beforehand. Between him and the guy and somebody else, whatever. I don't know. I wasn't there. And so they're like, well, he's not coming. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I didn't want to do it no way. Well, he lied because 20 minutes after that, dude comes knocking on the door and, he's here and we're going to do it. And if you get uncomfortable, we'll come up with a code name. Just say Mexico. And I'm like, why is you so thirsty for a threesome after I told you repeatedly no? And then from what the guy tells me, he didn't want to do it either because
so y'all
you just be doing too much.
Y'all were victims.
So long story short, we get it started. Dude, I was about to fuck him pretty much. He nah, not yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm like, okay, cool. The dude who I was messing around with that had this bright idea for this was like, no, Rob, go ahead. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. He just told me no, but all right. So I attempt to go in and he's like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You said no.
That would make my dick go soft.
Right. Dude, yo, Rob, go ahead. Just go ahead. I'm like, hold on. Wait. I'm like, if he's saying no, you want some rape type shit. You just heard this man tell me, he ain't ready for all that yet. Just wait. He says, nah, Rob, fuck him.
This ain't what we intended.
I told you it was the best. It was the other best, right? So after he said that, it went downhill after that. Long story short, the dude he called over ended up stomping out the house because he got uncomfortable and mad that the other individual who called him over to the house was just doing too much, and it was just a fucking mess. And I wouldn't.
See,
Like,
I'm the king. I'm the king of performance anxiety. Like if I'm nervous or if my brain is going completely other places, I'm just like, it ain't even gonna get hard. It ain't gonna do nothing. Like it's literally will not work. We will be playing with a worm the entire time. It doesn't matter if you touch it, suck it, anything. It is not gonna work. But that situation, yeah, it would. I mean, because I already said no. So since I already said no, no matter how much of preparing or anything like that, like it ain't happening. My brain and my pinks, we all on the same page. It ain't gonna work.
and mind you, I'm the youngest one. Someone said that was just creepy, but that dead ass happened. Like that dead ass happened, bro. Like no cap, no bullshit. Like that dead ass happened. Like it's wild as hell to even think about. But like, yeah. So anyway, that ended abruptly. The dude stumped out the house, left. And funny thing about that, so this isn't a funny note. So me and that guy ended up bumping into each other. The guy that stumped out the house. I mean, we ended up bumping into each other like some months after that at a club, and we ended up exchanging numbers, and now we're like good friends. Like,
Oh, that's
we've
funny.
been friends for like ever since then. That was like in 2016.
Oh, okay.
So like that's the funny thing about that. But yeah, the first threesome I had was horrendous. But the ones I've had subsequently after that though, pretty lit.
I don't know. With me,
I'm glad
when
you
it
had
comes to
experiences after that.
Yeah.
when it comes for me, when it comes to threesomes and anything like that, I have to. It's not even threesomes. It's just I don't know if it's because I'm older now. I have to have conversation beforehand. There has to be conversation beforehand. I have to talk. I have to do those things. If not, performance anxiety just loop. It's not happening. But it's just like I don't know. Like I feel as though all three of us would have had to sit down and actually have a conversation before any of that happened. And then that person kept on saying, "I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready." The thing is that in my mind, it's just like you still that person's mind, they still did not want to do this, and it's just like, okay, yeah, this like I don't know exactly how this is working for you, sir, the one that made this whole thing together, but yeah, nobody would have been hard in that room.
It was a fucking mess. And then like when it ended and he stumped out the house because the person who was just doing entirely too much, like just entirely too much. I was like very like nervous. I was shaking and
Did you
all
leave?
that. And then when me and the guy who we bumped into each other after that, we talked about it. He was like, "Yeah, it wasn't you. He was just doing too much and all that stuff like that." And I don't want to say too much, but yeah. But yeah, that was my very first threesome. It was a fucking mess. And then that's about it, really. That's probably like the wildest story I have when it comes to like sex. Like, Me and that guy don't talk no more.
I got a lot of wild stories. This one man used to pay me to fist him. He was a lawyer in Jacksonville.
Dead.
He used to pay me to fist him. My hands are big, but yeah. He used to pay me to fist him. And that situation right there. That's probably the weirdest. No, that's not the weirdest one. The one that it was Thanksgiving and he asked me everything that I ate that day. That was the weirdest thing because I didn't know exactly what he wanted. He told me to come over that night. He just asked me to eat stuff. And I was like, "Why this man asked me to eat stuff?" And I get to this man's house and he literally had a chair for me to sit on so that he could eat.
Yeah.
So I got some wild stories.
Yeah, that's dark.
I don't have
dark.
the wildest I have is when I was a lot heavier, the dude asked me to, I forgot, it's a
flop. He told you you're flopping.
Flop. Yeah, it's a fetish. He wanted me to flop on his face as hard as I could.
Yes, like run, jump, and flop.
Yep. Or like he'll be laying on his back he would lay on his back on the bed and he just want me to just like jump and to just like flop right on his face. I never did that because number one, sexual injuries can lead you to the hospital. And the last thing I need is my fat ass plastered across Channel 4 News is overweight woman squashed a man to death. Like, I don't need that. I ain't need that in my life. Nope. Because I would have lied, just like that lady did on that episode of NCIS. She lied and said she murdered that man when she just squashed him during sex. I would have did the same thing. Yeah.
I remember back in the day when I was on, what was it, Grindr. This man asked me if I had a smelly ass, and I was like, "No, I wash." And he was like, "I want you to meet me in this park." It was over off of Argyle. I want you to meet me in this park at
Jacksonville,
nighttime.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted me to meet him in this park at nighttime. And what he wanted was me to like work out and sweat and do everything else, whatever, do not take a shower, whatever, and then meet him in the park so he could eat my ass. And he wanted it to be smelly. And like literally. So me being Jay, the inquisitive person that I am, I went. And the entire time I just felt disgusting because he was like, "Oh my God, it smells so bad. It smells so bad."
Yeah, I would have been like, "Bro, I'm sorry, I can't do this."
But no lie at all. No lie at all. Me being me who I am, I laughed the entire fucking time. I laughed the entire time.
So I just want to, just for those out there in the world, just so you're aware, this is your health update for the night. H. pylori is a bacteria that is usually passed from person to person with saliva, vomit, or stool. H. pylori may be spread through contaminated food or water. The exact way H. pylori bacteria causes gastritis or peptic ulcers is still unknown. So I just want to make sure that you're all aware,
Don't be out here eating everybody's ass.
It's still a thing. It's still.
Don't listen. What's that rapper lady named Shaquina? What's her name? Shaquika.
Sukiana.
She's Sukiana. Don't listen to her, but she said each nigga's ass. Don't do it. Don't do it, because the thing is, a lot of these people don't wash their hands or face. What do you think they're doing to their ass?
And especially the straight dudes.
H. pylori, it can cause a very serious infection. Some people walking around with C. diff and don't even know they had it, and that's deadly. That's very deadly. Go look it up.
You can literally get you can also, if you're eating ass, please get your what is it? Hepatitis A and B shots. Because you can catch all. Yeah, because you can get all of those things from eating ass. So a bath does not help for us on the inside.
Yeah. Putting your hand up there and scrubbing your insides. I mean, even still.
And if you need some help, I got some big hands.
So, just take this medical, advice however you see fit in your daily life. Okay.
Yeah. And we do not kink shame here on Shit Talk Podcast. We do question.
So when it comes to kinks, I'm gonna kick off this part of the conversation, and I'm gonna just tell everybody to tell me what their kinks are. You ain't gotta go into no deep stories or go into any long whatever's. Just whatever you into. So me, okay, I'll go first. I like nut videos.
Okay. I'm sorry. I started laughing because it was just he said who gonna go first?
And it wasn't that. It was just it's a lot of things I share, but Jesus.
I'm sorry, it just caught me off guard. You talking about who gonna go first? Me? Okay. So I like nut videos. Okay.
It lost me for a minute.
We didn't get a chance to say, "Oh, well, I'll go first," and that's it. Just who gonna go first? Me? Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this podcast thing down. So today's episode is gonna be horrific.
No, it's gonna be great. This is gonna be a great one. I promise.
It's a great ender too. So far as kinks, I like baiting, cum videos. I like cum and baiting. And I like I'm not gonna talk about that one on here. I'll give y'all two.
So I'll say for me, what my kink is, I am very much into BDSM.
Okay.
If a lot of people don't know, that is bonded. What is that? Bondage, domination, sex. I forgot. I always forget what the S is, and masochism. So
I thought it was pseudo-masochism.
No, pseudo starts with a P.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But I always fuck up that S. But yeah, so BDSM is one of mine, and it's very hard to find a lot of particularly black men because I like they call it riggers, but I like the whole being hogtied and stuff. But I can't find anybody that's a black guy that likes that because the first thing they think of is slavery. It's like, no, I'm just weird, sir. And my other one is definitely spanking. As I accidentally outed myself last week, where I was like, okay, I like being spanked with the belt.
Paddle.
I didn't say paddle. I said a belt.
I
mean, a paddle is welcome, but a belt is favorited. So I don't want to go into the other stuff.
Oh, I never thought we would be here on this podcast, but yeah. I just believe that you should just have fun. But I think with us as a culture, a lot of times people overthink. And that's another kink.
Voyeurism?
No, I do like voyeurism.
I like voyeurism, but I like to watch.
And it's another kink, but I'm kind of weird, but I'm gonna just say it. I like to see people pee at a ooh.
See, that means you weren't supposed to say
it. Girl scared the shit out of me. Yeah,
so watching is, but I like the idea of being so like, okay, as you can see in my house, like I have no curtains, no nothing, because I don't. First of all, I don't like giving nothing a spider can hide in. That is me. I'm terrified of spiders. So, but I've had guys over, and they're like, "Can people see?" No, of course not. No, I'm lying my ass off. They can see. Anybody that's been in my house that I've had sex with, yeah,
you can see right up to the 10th floor, literally from Main Street.
I can literally see my neighbors. I can see the neighbors from the other building too, and I know they see me, and I did that on purpose. I did it on purpose because I like it.
I like to watch. I had a guy when I was in Jacksonville. I had a barber homie who actually called me over to his house to watch him and his girlfriend fuck one night, and that was pretty lit.
I don't have anybody that would just call me and do that. Nobody does that with me. I don't know, maybe because I ask questions.
I see. I have FaceTime people while me and my husband have been doing it. But yeah.
The one night they FaceTime me and I didn't answer.
I FaceTime so many people, and my thing is, all of my friends stayed on the phone. And then my one friend literally called his fiance over, and they're both smoking weed, just watching.
The what? Because I seen where I had a missed call the next day. I was like, and I told her, I said, "Hey, what did you want?" Oh, me and that was doing that. I was like, the one fucking time I don't answer your FaceTime, the one fucking time, it's something I wouldn't mind seeing. Like,
right. Jesus Christ. But no, I have done those things. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. But I'm also that person that I like to explore different avenues to see exactly why people like it as a kink. All in step, shit, and blood. I cannot do those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood and smells. I'm not the guy.
Oh yeah, I can't do smells. I don't know why people be like, "Oh, I like the musk and everything." No, baby, if you don't shower, I don't care how you bathe this, but I got some hand sanitizer. It's gonna sting, but there we go. I carry alcohol.
What I find alarming, especially dealing with like straight men, is that a lot of straight men I've come across, a lot of them have told me, and I know I've said this on this podcast, I'm gonna say it again tonight. A lot of them have told me I am like, as far as bodily cleansing wise, like I'm the cleanest person they've ever been with, and that's scary to me. because I know what happens down there. So that's really terrifying to me.
I don't know. I don't like the smell of weed. I don't like cologne. I don't like perfume. I don't like any of those things. I don't even like to smell like the soap. Like nothing would be great for me.
Smell. I know Irish Spring is a shitty soap, but I love the smell of Irish Spring. Like it's so addictive. Like if a man really wanted me to go crazy and just be on top of them for hours, bathe in some Irish Spring and keep shavings nearby where I can just continuously smell it. I'm gonna lose my shit every time.
Well, don't come in my front yard because we put it down for mosquitoes and bugs and, and fleas and everything else like that.
Man, all in the grass like this, like because I don't know what it is about that smell. It's so comforting to me. It's so comforting, and it just makes me it's so relaxing. And then, but when I smell it on a man, it's something about smelling Irish Spring on a man. It gets the wheels turning.
You know what I just thought about? The sad thing is Mr. Sexy can never be on our podcast again.
He can't.
That is so sad. That is our rule. You literally just dropped off. Because you didn't like what you didn't like. You didn't like the shit talk that you were getting. So you just literally dropped off.
Yo, he was just like,
and it wasn't
Homer Simpson in the bushes. He was like,
yeah, that's exactly what he literally just removed himself out of the camera, and then next thing you know, he went off.
Yeah, because it wasn't like we were saying anything. He came back after he dropped.
He came back where?
Oh, he was in the chat. But even if he came back in the chat, that's fine. But he can participate in the chat and stuff, but he can't come back on live because he just dropped out unless there was some kind of technical issue that we weren't aware of. And he got to make that known. He got to make that known to us. Huh?
I say he has to make that known.
Yeah, he got to make that known to us that, hey, I'm sorry, it was a technical issue, because that, first of all, aside from anything, that's just blatant. That's just unprofessional and disrespectful. Like, granted,
and then the thing is, you asked to come on.
Exactly. You asked us. We didn't ask for you. We have a guest. BDAP is our guest for the night. You was just an add-on. So you can't get mad at us because we're giving you what we think. Nothing we said nothing is constituted as being true, but you can't get mad at us and be like, oh, I don't like what y'all are saying. Either you didn't like what we were saying, or you felt like what we were saying was too harsh or untrue. But the truth of the matter is that bitches didn't like you.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining the Shit Talk podcast. I got to go touch my man. And y'all have a great old night. And y'all need to check out Slutty Vinyl. Do not be surprised. It is not porn.
It's not.
I was
SluttyVinyl.com. That is SLUTTYVINYL.com.
Yes, and he's gonna post his website in the Shit Talk group and also on the Shit Talk page as well.
Post your link.
Yeah. I most definitely will.
Did you throw it? What was you doing?
I don't know what it is. I don't. It sounded like he could tap dance for a minute.
I just got the phone. I'm gonna type it in the thing right here. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. But
I'm glad you enjoyed listening. Whoever made that comment, I'm glad you enjoyed listening. You should join. You should join us one day, but just don't drop off.
Hit me up because I do have our Shit Talk cups and we do have our Shit Talk shirts coming as well. Which I need to pay her because she has been messaging me. I need to pay you. This week has been absolutely horrible for me with anything. My brain has not been there. So I'm just letting y'all know you have to constantly remind me because I got a bunch of kids.
Who keep tagging Stephen Douglas? Who is that?
Oh, that's him.
Oh.
That's who he is. He's actually somebody that I met here in Clarksville, and we're gonna start hanging out. We're gonna start hanging out because the thing is that he actually seems pretty cool. So until he show me crazy, we're gonna be good. Let me post this real quick. You said long as you're on who?
I said long as he don't kidnap my check it from me, I'm good because I'll come find you.
I can't be kidnapped. I'm aggravating. I'm just saying we have seen so many angles of BDAP today. Thank you.
I'm for real. It's so fun. We've seen his ass. We've seen everything.
We saw his whole.
I
We
was
know
just
what you
trying to
look
talk
like with we know what you look like with legs up and all.
I feel like you turn them legs up and got off of whatever it is you're on.
I'm laying on my bed. I just turned on the light in my room. Yeah, my bad, y'all. But
And
yeah,
you keep
but
laying down. I already told you to sit up. You keep laying down.
yeah, cause my back, man. See, like I used to be a truck driver,
In
bro.
this room, need to listen closely. We shit talking here, ain't no sugarcoating. So enjoy.
You so fucking rude. I can't stand you. Chicken. You did that shit to me the other day.
Oh, my man already.
You lucky I don't know how to do the music.
My man already sent a text message. Y'all see what I'm trying to do?
Well, all right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
The law of friendship. The law of friendship. I had to take care of that first.
You see, he finna end this shit.
Yeah, check out the blog, y'all.
So enjoy the show and embrace the moment. This is Double Dose and check it.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do it that time. But yes, check out Slutty Vinyl. And the links will be posted. I posted it as well.
Everybody stop talking. Everybody stop talking. Play the music. Just play the music.
Moment. This is Double Dose and checking my homies. They got one life to live. They gon' live this shit fast. If you think this shit sweet, get the fuck off the podcast. They talking that shit.